Great question. And there are two related but slightly different answers to this question through the She's the First lens and the impact lens. So on the She's the First side, the way that we do this is that all of our trainings and all of our work is co-hosted and co-led by local organizations. So what that means is that, first of all, any campaign or program initiative that She's the First is going to put out goes through our board members, which is based internationally, including in and from some of the areas where we do work. It also includes 2 girls board members who have a vote, as well as we have a girls advisory council. And so they have input on whether or not campaign ideas go live, whether or not they are culturally and contextually appropriate, and what else they would want to see from She's the First. So first and foremost, all of our kind of steps in creating this programming is guided with girls. But then from there, as we do training, and we train on feminist mentorship as one of our pillars, as well as sexual and reproductive health and girl-centered design, all of this is done with local facilitators and with local feminist organizations so that we can properly contextualize it. A lot of what we train on and a lot of what we talk about at She's the First isn't actually, here's the foolproof best way to work with girls or to empower them. And instead, it's about the methodologies and the skill sets that you need to thoroughly understand the girls that you're working with and to better serve them. Things like, how do you hold focus groups with girls if you're not a researcher? How do you create leadership positions within your organization for girls to have not just a voice, but a vote? How do you evaluate your programs and whether or not they're actually successful in working for girls? So that way organizations can respond in ways that are appropriate, both to their own organizational culture as well as to the larger culture that they're working with. But I would say when it comes to your own personal impact and thinking about, you want to make sure that everything you're doing works for the population that you're working with, the best way to do this is to work within your own community and to work with a North Star that you can personally relate to. So for Tammy and I, our North Stars are related to girls and women in this kind of global sense. For you, it might be something that is hyper-local. It might be global like ours, but it still needs to be kind of ideally tapped into something that you have personal experience with and that you have a personal story with. And then from there, working with others, whether they're activists or leaders or people who are part of the community and communities that you are working with, becomes really, really important as well as a way to guide the ship, so to speak.